Greetings and salutations, Focus Up family. Welcome to the October 4, 2025 installment of the Focus Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focus Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word say, spelled backwards. And today, my co-hosts are Brother Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk, Thursday at 9 p.m. We got Brother Afro Agnostic, star of those Afro Agnostic videos on YouTube, TikTok, and other video platforms. We got Student X, star of Mutant Politics, which is often after the show at 10:30. Not today, but that's what's up. And we got infamous El Pooh, star of Spin That Back, which is going to be going on today at 10:30 a.m. And we're going to be talking about who?
We're going to be talking about the mother-loving, trigger-happy ghetto boys.
That's what's
E
up.
to the T-O.
That's what's up. And then we got the boss man. What's going on with you, sir?
I'm a boss. I'm not with that. It's never nothing no more. Like, I look like a boss. I feel like a boss. I taste like a boss. Nigga, Max Bigger Val.
Yeah, Max the bigger figure Floyd. Max bigger figure Floyd.
Hey, what's going on with you, Walk?
I'm chilling. I'm getting ready, going to a wedding today, so I had to get this out my system because there's going to be a lot of this there today. I got to get it out my system so I can behave myself.
That's what's up. Afro Agnostics. What's going on with you, star?
Oh man, I'm old school, chilling like a villain. I wish I could make that show because I think y'all might not do it justice in the beginning. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
No.
What's going on with you, Student Next?
Oh, brother, just man, another day, man. Excited, about to go hang out with the grandchildren here in a little bit, and yeah, man, just love the coming together with you guys on Saturday morning. Get my day started.
That's what's up. And Mr. Floyd X, yeah, you're in the old location.
Yeah.
Down.
About to wrap up this moving, man, and get out of this place and move to the new place. That's the plan for today.
That's what's up. Salute. Infamous El Pooh. What it do, sir?
Well, just blessed and happy to be here once again. Let's get it on.
And shout out to First Lady J. We almost got her on the show today, but we might get her back next week. So you know what's happening there. So that episode, hey, what's going on with you, big cuz? You are not blocked, sir. So let's get to the get. First thing up, rest in peace to Jane Goodall, whose lifelong work as a primatologist helped broaden the world's understanding of animal behavior and emotions, has died, her institute said Wednesday. She was 91. Her field studies with chimpanzees not only broke barriers for women and changed the way scientists study animals, but documented emotions and personality traits with these primates. They blurred the lines between humans and the animal kingdom. So, she wasn't just a conservationist. She was an activist. She did a lot of things. She lived a long life, 91 years. Salute to that sister. You got something you want to add to this? Go ahead.
That ain't the lady that got her nose bit off by the chimpanzee. I don't know.
Shame. Afro Agnostic. She'd have known better. You got something to say about this?
First I want to say, you talking about women. You got to really get into her, talking about how much she was discouraged from doing what she eventually did and what she became, a primatologist, a lead pioneered in conservationists and so forth. But just on her primatology, for me, she helped me go from thinking of myself as a man to then thinking of myself as a god and to thinking of myself now as an ape. That she really wrapped my head. I mean,
you unleash your inner gorilla.
Way before the human genome was mapped, she had confirmed, culturally and emotionally, socially, that we were apes, and that just really put the icing on the cake with the discovery later with genetics. So yeah, I'm an ape, an intelligent ape. You are too.
So yeah, we don't embrace none of that, but shout out to my friend Cardi Sticks.
Right.
Oh yeah, you got two monkeys. Two monkeys uncles.
Since
You don't embrace your DNA. No one embraces their DNA. You know? Okay.
Since brother has
Yeah, I
not
mean-
since drink, I'm gonna make me a drink.
What's going on with you, student X?
Man, just chilling, man. Like now, regardless with this,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'm saying if you got something to say about this sister, or really, would you got something to say about what Afro Agnostic just said?
no, I really had no idea who this woman is. You know what I mean? But you know, anytime someone passes, you know, that's not a bad thing. You know, so I had to look a little bit more into her and whatnot to really have any type of commentary. You know, but you know. Assuming that she was a righteous individual that benefited humanity, RIP.
That's what's up. In a nutshell, that's it. So let's talk about Diddy. So Diddy was sentenced to, he got 30 months, have to pay $500,000. So and so what? He's already been there for 14 months. So yeah, so he's getting there, but he'll
A
get
lot of people mad. They don't feel like he got enough time
for prostitution.
They mad. People I'm talking to is pissed off. Like he should have got more the way he kicked that girl.
But he went on trial for that.
I have to keep telling them that. But they feel like he should be longer behind bars.
Yeah, you got to stick to the laws. I mean, the bottom line is you being prosecuted for this. This is what you need to be sentenced for. We can't be sitting there doing those proxy sentences. Word to O.J. Simpson. But you got something to say about Diddy getting 50 months? Walk, brother, walk.
Y'all know how I feel about Diddy. I'm like
5 years. 5 years.
I don't believe he should have even been with the trial accused of anything. But I'm all for it. He should have got life. I just think he's a terrible human being. He's filthy. He's sickening. I think he should have got life. Seriously. But I don't think he's guilty of nothing. He's just a sick individual. Not because what he did with this trial. All the people he done raped out their money, everybody. The locks. Quit playing. Y'all remember the locks? Free the locks? Come on, man. Diddy ain't pay nobody nothing. Quit playing. Marry the fuck you. Why nobody was there like, yo, he's a good person? Who came out for Diddy? Who?
His kids, his mama. But yeah, so that having been said, Afro Agnostic, what you got to say about this, brother?
No, I ain't got nothing to say, man.
You got something to say about this
Free
student?
Free Diddy so I ain't gonna say the word.
He said, what prostitution do you speak of? He got sentenced for basically bringing in males, over cross state to, have those for participate in those free calls. So he didn't get, as far as I understand, he didn't get prosecuted for anything really, particularly with respect to Cassie. It was strictly the fact that he actually paid for male prostitutes for sex across, state boundaries. That's illegal, and that's why he got 5 years, which might be a whole lot for a guy just being convicted of prostitution, especially if this is his first I guess conviction, so to speak. But you got something to say about
He'll
this?
be out next year, though. He'll be out next year.
Probably not. You
Time served.
You got something to say about that? The male advocates. Maybe you can't hear me. You can't hear me, student X?
Say again, brother.
I said, so you got something to say about Diddy as the male advocates?
Yeah, no. In this situation, I feel like this Diddy thing was just more a distraction, than anything. There is so much more going on, that in a bigger context of Diddy, just on that subject, let alone just other events and whatnot. So I'm ready to move on to the next topic.
So you ignore the little
like
things
that.
because some big's going on. That's cool. You got something to say about this?
Want to talk about the 50 Cent part. Do y'all think it's funny or that he clowning or he's sending letters to the judge talking about the fear of his life, trying to get him a longer sentence? Is that funny or is that he messing with that man's life?
The judge ain't gonna see that. It's just pure funny. It's pure 50 being a troll. That's just what it is, man.
Okay.
It's disrespectful, but he's disrespectful. That's the nature of him being a troll. He really is disrespectful.
Yeah, it is, man.
Hey, it's like Gene Deal, the bodyguard. He said 50 Cent really has reasons to hate Puff Daddy. He's like, you know what I'm saying? For the stuff that they went through back in like the early 2000s, 98, he was like, 50 does, it's a lot that went on with 50, because you remember 50 used to write for Diddy as well. So I, you know what I'm saying? So you can't tell a dude how to react to somebody, you know what I'm saying, going through their adversity. Real talk.
I think 50 mad because Diddy slutted out his baby mama. He's trying to get revenge for his son when his son grow up and have to know that his mama played the slut to a billionaire.
Horn.
Where's the horn at?
50 don't strike me as a guy too preoccupied with his sons like that.
I mean,
that was cold, nice guy.
Yeah,
that was cold.
Yeah, I don't know about Diddy or 50 saying that they're celibate. I mean, it's okay for the dad to be sluts. It's just interesting where we have this double standard. But you know, for me, I think that I just want to see the same type of grace given to Nicki Minaj that we're giving to 50, because 50 is 10 times worse troll as Nicki.
Let me respond real quick. When you say slutting around, I ain't talking about just for having sex. I'm talking about he urinated on her and had her freak with other guys in his face. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about her having multiple sex or nothing. I'm just saying that part. When I say slutting her out.
Yeah, I mean, but it's more of you think it's an embarrassment to the man.
I don't think so. Not the way I'm hearing it. He says he's a cuck.
Yeah,
what man wants to be a damn cuck, bro? You know, that's not like a positive ever. You know what I mean?
50,
you know, and among men, you know, that's not positive.
I got it. Because in patriarchal society, you got to shame men that don't fit the definition of a man. I mean, you freak shaming. So what? People have sex in different ways. Why we want to suppress? You can only have sex this way. The patriarchy says this. I mean, come on.
I don't know what your argument is, brother.
I don't know any man that says that. You know what I'm saying? Ever, bro.
Let me make another drink.
Hey, the bottom line is Diddy got sentenced and he got 50 months. So Diddy,
take that.
Yep.
So on to Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. We just talked
about cat fight.
Hey, this thing got way out of control. I mean, you know, if we would have been talking about this a few days ago, we'd be just talking about how ridiculous and out of bounds both of them went. But now that Nicki Minaj just came out and apologized to the child, I felt at least at some point that you step up, I'm going to acknowledge you stepping up. So,
before you go, nice guy, let's play what she said. Or
okay.
try. I'm gonna try because it's some audio on this thing. I'm gonna try to play what she said, and we're gonna play. This is Nicki Minaj in her own words.
That Onika Tanya Mirage would never, has never, and will never speak ill of anyone's child. I am not a clown. That's clown shit. I am not a clown. That's clown shit.
So what they were showing in the background was all the stuff she was saying about Cardi B and Offset's children. She said she said she would never speak on people's children, but then here she is going back and forth. I think she's just angry because Cardi B came out with her second album after 7 years, and everybody who listened to it says it's a great album. So she avoided the second album jinx or the sophomore jinx and came out with a second album, and now Nicki, in my opinion, Nicki Minaj is trying to ride that train.
So Nicki Minaj was actually dissed on that album, so that might have been one of the reasons why she decided to speak on it. But there could be jealousy too. Okay. You got something to say about this, Brother Walt?
Nicki just on some bullshit. She on some bullshit. Here's the thing: get in the studio, make some good music. She ain't put out no good music in like 4 years. Quit playing. You know what I'm saying? Last year was what was that? Anaconda. Let's keep it up. Or the Super Freak song. Yo, Cardi B album is I love that Cardi B album. I'm listening to it last night, like salute. That song salute is banging. I was listening to it last night when I was getting ready. So Nikki, get in the studio, make some music because she trolling everybody, but it's like, why? What are you doing? Talk about Dez Bryant should fight her husband, and then she's talking about they're going through divorce, and she just talking about Jay-Z got fake hair. Quit. Just get in the studio, make some music. So that's it.
She did say her album is coming.
Cardi B, Cardi B still is filth. He is filth. Cardi B is filth.
So fact check, Everybody came out by Nicki Minaj in 2023. That was like a pretty big song. But go ahead. You got something to say about this Afro agnostic?
Yeah, I don't really have too much. It seems like Nikki is a gatekeeper in her own, realm. I pretty much agree with what Floyd X has to say. I think that it's not that she necessarily dislikes Cardi. She just, she's competitive, or maybe something like that. I think it's a little different from why 50 does his thing, though. He's just a pure troll. He's just pure petty.
Is this beneath you, Student X?
We got some. I don't pay attention to neither. Both have songs I like. You know what I mean. So, but I have no clue about nothing about any of them.
Well, that's what's up. El Pooh, you got something to say to this? To put a bow on it?
Nah, I ain't really got nothing to say about that.
All right, let's pivot on to this. General orders in full effect now. Mr. Floyd X, you said this is the term. Speak on this term. This term, general orders in full effect.
I was in the U.S. Navy, and I was in the Nation of Islam, and we both organizations have a set of general orders. You follow your general orders. If you don't know what to do, you adhere to your general orders. Take charge of your post. Walk your post in a perfect manner. I don't know them all by heart, but those in the military and those in the Nation of Islam know them. And the reason we call it general orders in full effect, because in my opinion, after watching that ridiculous ass speech by the general or the Secretary of Defense, not war, and that ridiculous ass speech by the Commander in Chief that they gave to the generals and all that, I think all those generals that were sitting down there need to follow their general orders. The general orders is in full effect. Don't listen to or don't adhere, because they're going to end up killing American citizens if you listen to them two head snakes. I'm going to leave it there.
Hey, Walk, you got something to say about this?
Yeah, look at this picture.
Afro agnostics, you got something to say about this?
I just want to say,
wait. Give Walk a horn for that one.
Where's the horn? Where's the horn?
Oh yeah, y'all competing. Afro
Yeah, quick piggyback off of what Floyd said. The original name was the Department of War. They changed it, cleansed it. They tried to make it look like something that it wasn't. But now they're going back to that, and that's part of making America great again, getting back to the essence and violence. So this meeting was like State Property, the movie with Benny Siegel saying, "Get down or lay down." This wasn't a meeting. It wasn't a policy, a briefing. It was a loyalty test. This whole, and it's setting up for this move for something really dangerous, like what you said, Floyd.
Yes, sir.
Loyalty to the Fuhrer. Fuck the Constitution. Fuck loyalty to justice. Or he literally talked about domestic deployment. He's talking about the hood. He's talking about the Black community, and everything was really short notice, and there was no clear agenda, just a bunch of speeches. But they spent $1.3 million to fly in all these generals and gatherings. That could have been an email, but it wasn't an email because it was a test of loyalty. And you see the same thing in fascist Germany with the Nazis, fascist Italy. They have this spectacle where they bring generals and they purge. There's a lot of purging going on in the military. So that's fascism requires a certain type of loyalty.
Damn. Fascism requires a certain type of loyalty. Great point.
Do the next, sir. You got something to say about those speeches?
Yeah. You know, I think it's there's a lot going on. First of all, it was estimated at about 100 million for travel to bring all 800 admirals and generals out the theaters of operations that they were in, bring them there to Quantico. You know, so definitely a big response. You know, or cost rather, in regards to a loyalty test. You know, yeah, I can understand that argument. I don't, necessarily disagree with it. You know, but more than anything, you know, what I'm taking away from this is that, you know, if you look at, you know, the posture of a lot of those that were there, first of all, I got to remind people is that in the military, you know, is that's the posture you're supposed to have. We're not, you know, cheering and yelling. It's not up and down like that, you know. So they had very, you know, stoic, you know, professional, you know, demeanors, you know, that was present there. But at the same token, you know that at least half of them, you know, were not happy about, you know, having to be brought there, you know, so there's some discontent there. But I think just to fast forward, you know, the real news I see out of this is that I should see to a degree some rejoicing in our community, you know, behind what's taking place right now, you know, because this is, you know, some change, you know, that we can believe in. You know what I mean? And what I mean by believe in what is to come, because this was more of a announcement, you know, a telegraph to let you know exactly, you know, the demeanor and the focus that America is taking. But more importantly than anything, you know, this is something that I got to commend President Trump on, is that, man, he is really, you know, awakening the world up. You know, regardless of his motives, he's playing 4D chess or not, I don't know. But this whole situation, you know, it reminds me right now, like where we're at in terms of so-called Black people, as well as to the degree American people, where we're at is, you know, do we want to integrate, you know, into this burning house? You know, is where we at. And that I brought it up before, you know, when we had talked, you know, in terms of that burning house, when Harry Belafonte had brought up, you know, this whole idea, you know, of King telling him that, hey, you know, that we got to be firemen, we got to put the fire out, you know. And I'm reminded of the minister, and now I'm going to switch it, you know, get past the mic. But the minister that came on and said, hey, wait a minute, no, let it burn. And so right now, you know, we all have to really, you know, decide as a people, you know, where are we gonna be? Are we gonna be the firemen? Are we trying to save this? You know, because right now there is a fall that's taking place, you know, here in this country, and not just in the country. When you start looking abroad at how America is being viewed right now, you know, and how whole nations are planning on, just like they're doing in Israel right now, they're trying to sequester them, make them not relevant anymore, and it's happening, you know. And so then now there is this reaction that's taking place right now, and it's going to be militarism.
I got a question for you, Student X.
Yes, sir.
So with what he did, do you think this is leading towards him staying in power? When you talk about the fall, and you think, or you're saying it's going to fall, that America's falling or whatever, this to me looks like this is him staying in power. He's preparing, he's setting the stage, and this is going to be a regular annual thing with these generals. And by the time 4 years come around, they're going to be loyalists to him. And everybody else that's against him going to be resigned or kicked out. And to me, this is a setup for him to stay in power. So do you think the fall is going to happen with him staying in power, or the fall, or what's expand on that a little bit more, please?
So it's not necessarily, because remember, he's not in power. You know, yes, he's the president of the United States, but look at how much that he's had to capitulate to Israel and these same interests that he said that he was going in there to dismantle. You know, at this, so he's not really in power in the first place. You know, what I see taking place, you know. What I see taking place right now is that the lack of a Democrat response to a lot that's taking place right now. You know, in terms of, you know, just this, where we're watching our civil liberties erode. being taken away from us. We saw it in the Patriot Act, and even now, we're hearing, rhetoric, in terms of we're skirting the lines of, okay, putting the troops on the ground, but making it to where legally it's kind of justified, without compromising the Posse Comitatus Act. There's a lot that's going on here right now, but ultimately is like what myself I've been echoing, that from what you've heard Brother Yusuf say is about preparation and getting out the way, because there is a battle taking place. The war within is not necessarily a war on Black people and Latinos and whatnot. They're talking about the decision makers that's allowed this to take place.
Mr. Nice Guy, what do you think about all this?
I mean, look, you some of that stuff that you were saying, that was cool up until you said the United States had to capitulate to Israel. Because I'm gonna state for very clearly that you got to understand, United States is the hippo. Israel is that little bird that basically flings off the things on the hippo. The powerhouse is United States. The United States doesn't have to capitulate to Israel. Israel has to capitulate to the United States. And Israel should be extremely concerned that the far right abandons them, because the left been done abandon them. So I'm just saying that, everything else, as far as the house burning down, this is where I disagree with that. I don't see how we escape those flames. I'm not necessarily trying to put out the fire per se, but I definitely want to see much order, much better preservation of just basic fundamental things as far as everybody, not just from people that look like me, but for everybody. But this is what's going on. Afro-agnostics. Well, I don't know. Have we exhausted this, or you want to still continue this?
Let Brother Afro speak on that. I want to hear his point.
Go ahead, brother.
I mean, Brother Fred Hampton said we got to destroy fascism because fascism will destroy us all. What he's doing again is putting the pieces together for fascism. I think that's the point that's being missed here. He's talking about deploying the military domestically. He's saying, fuck the Constitution. He's saying, I'm going to deploy against my enemies. Who are his enemies? What demographic is the least loyal to Trump? Black people. There's no other people in the United States that's the least loyal to Trump. And he's already has gone after Black people in terms of civil society with the attack on DEI. That has resulted, I don't care what you say about it, it has resulted in less Black people having jobs and less resources for Black people. He's already defined who the enemies are. Immigrants, the left, Antifa, any dissenters, anyone who's anti-MAGA. Again, the greatest anti-MAGA demographic is Black people. So we have to try to resist fascism, because fascism will destroy us.
Yeah, and I gotta push back. I mean, first of all, when you look at what's taking place right now with the deployment of these troops, to these Democrat cities, these crime-infested cities, first of all, I'm not for it, but that's not what we're talking about. If I'm for or against, we're talking about, okay, is that how it's being done illegal? And right now, no, it's not illegal, because the way he's doing it is that, that it right now is when the police are overwhelmed, the federal military is allowed to assist them. It has to be led by police or federal marshals. The military follows. That's how you avoid the Posse Comitatus Act. And so that's what's being done now. The rhetoric in terms of talking about a training ground, bad optics. I don't like.
But which city is the police overwhelmed in? Which city we can't?
Well, let's start with LA. Let's start with LA. The population of LA just alone. You're talking about 30 million.
It's Escape from New York. We go there.
Yeah, because I'm out here. Yeah, I'm out here, and it's nothing like that.
We need to send in the troops through the next.
Right now, in terms of just undocumented immigrants, inside of LA that arrived recently, they estimate that at least just in LA alone, at least 1 million is present.
So
that's what the estimation.
If we go to LA right now, it's a war zone, and he needs to send in the troops.
Well, I'm telling you, you're asking me, does he need to, or what he's going to do? No, bro, I'm not on the presidential policy team. I'm not in the business of telling anybody what they need to do at all. I'll analyze what's being done and look at, how I need to move and how I advise my family and friends, you know what I mean? But hell, you know, what the hell is what I say, you know, are going to make any difference, you know? But to answer your question,
agree?
no, of course I wouldn't. I think it's a bad idea to have military, you know, present on the ground. But at the same token, what I will acknowledge is that you have residents in Chicago, some of whom, you know, feel unsafe and abandoned, and that, you know, that the criminal elements have more control of the streets than the law enforcement apparatus, you know, does. Many of them are welcoming this. You know what I mean? Whether it's to the detriment or not, you know what I mean? They're welcoming it.
Well, let me say this much. You know what's worse than Chicago right now? Portland, Oregon. It's war torn, according to Donald Trump.
So that's,
but is that a red or a blue state? Because that's going to determine whether he sent troops or not.
Hey, you know what? I want to offer a little bit of defense to Mr. Trump on this situation. I know that in the past I've argued. I'm like, these presidents, they send troops to fight these wars in other countries, and they don't send these to the neighborhoods to protect and whatever and stuff like that. So I know that this is a political thing that's going on. I know that he isn't being, you know, magnanimous in doing this type of stuff. But I mean, I'm not going to be defending the criminals either. At the end of the day, I defend the citizens. And if you are in a neighborhood, and again, I'm not in the worst neighborhood by far out here. If you're in a crazy neighborhood, if people walking around in fatigues get people acting a little bit right, you know, that's all I
said. If people walking around in fatigues
gets people acting a little bit right, you know, maybe it's not the worst thing. Now, if they're basically just, you know, you're just oppressing people.
I got to say, because it is the worst thing. It's the worst option ever. I mean, you know, when you look at, say, affluent neighborhoods, you don't have blue collar criminality. That's pretty much what they're going after, poor people crimes, because it's an affluent neighborhood. They have better schools, they have better API scores, retain better teachers, you know, quality of life. They don't have food deserts, you know, they have recreational centers, they have more support. That's what those are the type of resources that you should send in these underserved, disadvantaged communities, not military violence. That's some bullshit. They don't prevent crime. They're just there to harass people and to go after targeted people, communities.
Yeah, I mean, I love how we discuss what should happen. You know, I think that's good, right? You hear that perspective, but then, you know, then we have to come back to reality, you know, and talk about what is happening, what's likely to continue to happen, and what's not going to happen. And for all those equations that you got behind you, Afro, you seem to have a difficult time figuring out some real basic type of stuff. You know, let me tell you something right now. The next areas that they will be going to is, number one, Memphis, Tennessee, highest per capita violent crime. Detroit, Michigan, over there where Afro is. 2024, they were ranked number 2 for violent crime. Baltimore, next, St. Louis, New Orleans, Cleveland, Chicago, Birmingham, Alabama. None of those are Republican-controlled cities at all. So, you know, of course, they will be in blue states with this, you know, well before there will be any type of red states there. There's historic examples too now. 1968 Detroit riots. Right your way, brother. 82nd Airborne came in.
I don't understand.
You know what I mean?
I know the facts related to that, but I don't. The way you're framing it, man. This was a rebellion. Like every 4th of July, we applaud and we celebrate the rebellion of white people against. You know, who they perceive to be their enemies. But
so when you say we, are you saying me or who?
Hold on a second. Still next.
The mainstream in general. I'm saying mainstream media, mainstream in general. You know, we have rebellions too. We had our rebellions, and it brought about a lot of change. The white people wouldn't have responded to civil rights if it were not for people in the streets tearing shit up. We know when we tear shit up, we do get more justice as a result of that, and the shit that we tearing up is not ours. But this notion, red states have higher crime rates than blue states. Yeah, you have those cities in blue states, but they're cities. This is more a reflection of urbanization. Yeah, larger cities, which have more poverty, have more crime rates. But the thing is to reduce poverty. not to send the military in.
That's it. That's it.
Good
That's
ass
it.
point, bro.
That's
Good
a
ass
better.
point.
It's a better
That
way
is
to
not
go.
what the U.S. government is on at all, nor has been on. You know what I mean?
And we saying it's
So
bullshit.
that's
They
not
on that
happening.
bullshit. But we agree. It's not happening. But we saying they on that bullshit. We all agree. So that having been said, maybe it's a good time to go to the commercials. Sorry for catching you guys off guard.
Commercials. La Brea Trucking for all of your trucking needs. East Coast to West Coast, West Coast to East Coast, North to South, South to West. Hey, the brother also he moves military vehicles. So Donald Trump, if you need him to deploy and move military vehicles to the cities you sending them, call La Brea Trucking. He'll move it for you.
That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. And if you want to get it in person, go to the Petty Bites in Venice or to the Afro City Marketplace at the Crenshaw Mall. Salute, Sister Nitra.
Salute, Sister Nitra. And hurry up before Donald Trump sends in the troops and you won't be able to get your honey because all the buildings going to be on lockdown and there's going to be curfews. According to Donald Trump, I believe that's what's going to happen next. So be careful. Hurry up and get you some of that black honey. Bar and Lounge, 7123 Franklin Boulevard. Go there to watch the football games. Y'all saw the 49ers happen to beat the Rams the other night. I know a lot of people was disappointed, but if you was at the Score Bar and Lounge, you'd have had a good time with all of your 49ers fellow fans. Go over there and hurry up and go there before Trump shuts it down and put a curfew.
Turn up the dial, it's 10:30. Be back. Spin that back show, all the classics on track. From 79 to 99, we're crossing the gap. Album reviews, little known facts, hip hop intact. Saturday mornings, dive into the history. Samples and stories, old school mysteries. Emergency self-static, Shiraz, and TBD. No love out of pain.
Yes, sir. So check out the Spin That Back show today, 10:30, right after the Focus Up show. We're going to be talking about the Ghetto Boys. Yes, sir.
G to the E to the T-O.
Do it like a G.
Yes, you know what it is. Like, quit playing. Quit playing. Sex Talk with Wolf. Once every 4 years. I'm working things out. I'm gonna have a new set. Everything coming back. I gotta do better numbers than this show and the Spin That Back show, which is one of the most popular shows on the network. But yeah, Sex Talk with Wolf coming soon.
Focus Up Network, salute, membership, salute. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Join the Focus Up Network. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Subscribe to our Facebook page. Go to our website, www.focusupshow.com, and become a member. Whatever you got to do, support the Focus Up Show 5 years strong. All right, let's go. Nice guy.
All right, so next up, oh man, I wish I had more information on this to speak about it confidently. But Killer Mike said some things about Aisha Curry that Aisha Curry that he shouldn't have said it. And Steph Curry basically kind of challenged him about it. And Killer Mike, like an OG, like a man, he acknowledged I had no business speaking on that. You did the right thing standing up for your wife and I apologized. He's like he was out of pocket. You know, he went on to talk about it. I mean, that's really it in a nutshell. And I want to salute a person. It's not about the mistakes that you make. It's how you recover from them, or how you address them, how you step up to them. So I salute that brother. You know, Killer Mike. That's
well, what did he say? What did he say?
He's I wanted to kind of address some of the, why he made the mistake in the first place. What he said exactly, he said something to the effect that Steph's wife was embarrassing him, was an embarrassment to him. And then again, it's this traditional patriarchal thing where patriarchy wants women to be meek, to be modest, to be shamefaced. They're largely, we're largely Christian, and that is a part of Abrahamic cultures in their, in their scripture and stuff like that. So anytime women cross that boundary where then, it's seen as kind of like how racism kind of imposes things on Black athletes, like shut up and dribble. So it's like, shut up, be a wife, kitchen in the bedroom, that type of thing. I mean, we see a lot of it in different relationships over and over.
So from what I understand, he said something about, you said every time she gets in camera, she embarrasses him. She says some crazy.
Well, she said something sexual or.
Well, she spoke on having struggles with finding her identity beyond marriage. So someone was saying that she trying to be like Glorilla, and Mike agreed and was like, this nigga said she want to be Glow. He said, man, Steph don't deserve that embarrassment, for real. God bless him. So the bottom line is just like, it is sort of like, just stay in the background. Don't be doing all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then and Steph jumped up and he said, hey man, let me stay in your lane and let God keep blessing me like he is her. We are good over here. That's what Steph said. And then, Killer Mike was like, yo, bro, I was stoned. I shouldn't even spoke on that. And that's what's up. So he manned up. So,
Yeah, that's respectable. You feel like you was out of line talking about his
wife.
Go ahead, Walt.
Go ahead, Walt.
Go ahead, Walt.
He tapping Steph Curry. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Am I muted?
We can hear you fine.
No, he tapping Steph Curry. He's tapping Steph Curry on the shoulder because really what that, because Steph Curry was executive producer on that bullshit Good Times fiasco that was on Netflix. So maybe he delayed that, and now he's like, let me talk to this young brother because of what his wife is doing. She thinking she fucking Glorilla. He tapping him on the show. Now, was it out of line, out of pocket? Maybe not. Maybe they know each other. I don't know. I wouldn't have said nothing about the dude wife. I would have got at him about the damn executive producer on the bullshit ass Good Times thing. So, you know what I'm saying? But he's tapping on the shoulder. Steph Curry on this light skin shit. That's what it is. No offense, my nigga over there. No offense, 6'2".
It's stupid. It's stupid.
You guys understand about this next?
Man, this is one of those things where keeping it real go wrong. I feel like there's two type of men in the world. There's like a man who, if your wife is out of pocket and she's doing something behind your back, you want somebody to tell you. And then there's that MFer that don't want to know shit. You know what I mean? And this right here was Killer Mike. Like I feel like someone probably tried to tell Steph something sooner. I know I did back. She's had plenty of controversies, up inside the media. This got nothing to do with the patriarch. This has something to do with like man, how men and how other men perceive you, which is important. You know what I mean? It might not be important to someone that walk around, a dude that walk around in a dress, you know what I'm saying, or dress up in drag, you know what I mean? But to a man who walk around tennis shoes, you know what I mean, and trying to hold down for his family, it do mean something, you know what I mean? And so, a brother didn't want to hear it, and so brother, Killer Mike recognized that, hey, Steph got influence. I don't want to, mess up no potential money and whatnot. I didn't mean any disrespect, you know what I mean? So hey, I'm sorry.
Before you go, I want to I just want to quote the great Will Smith as far as talking about people's wives, and keep her name out your mother effing mouth. That's all I got to say.
Wow.
You know?
Hey, Steph Curry's like my man and Hefe. He don't care about nothing but what the checks say. Stay out of his business.
That's what's up.
Will Smith and Curry and that man.
This is how patriarchy. This is an example of how it gets reinforced, because if you don't follow those roles and the woman doesn't stay in her place, she go get mansplained back in her place. She go get checked, social media and in other ways. This is how you maintain the social order where men are at the top, and it's beneficial to do so.
Social order is necessary.
We are at the top.
Sometimes
you still gotta let a woman know, like,
you need hierarchical social order.
A hierarchical social order isn't necessary though.
Hey, I think we talked significant about that last show. So that having been said, we're gonna pivot on to Tyrese and who let the dogs out. So this brother Tyrese.
Real quick on that part, the brother Tyrese. I got the picture when he found out that he got arrested. I got the picture of him getting arrested. Go ahead, nice guy.
So I'm just telling you, this dude, they said that he let his dogs get out, and it was 4 of them, and they were cane corsos.
Cane corsos ain't no joke.
Just to put this little chart up here so you have an understanding of bite power and stuff like that. So you got like the pit bull. I can't see it with my eyes, but it's somewhere around the low 300s. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a Rottweiler is like the mid 300s. I believe the PSI for a cane corso.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what does it say? What does it say for the cane corso?
700 PSIs.
Okay, do you understand what I'm telling you? This is not an animal that if you can't control this animal. Hey, Afro-agnostics, I hate to say this, but this is not an animal for a woman to have. A single woman should not have no cane corso. If you can't control your dog, don't have this dog. But I'm just telling you, if you can't control your dog as a man,
go ahead,
he let them roam the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
a miracle that some other people didn't get killed and stuff like people, not just a dog. You know what I'm saying? So he go ahead.
Wait, but wasn't he out of town? Wasn't he out of
control?
Was he out of town when this happened? The dogs got out.
Since I've been living here, they've been 3 incidents where dogs run loose, and I be keeping my dogs in the front yard tied on a leash, and they come up and run up on my dog. It's 3 incidents where I was going to kill them. I first, when I see a dog, first thing I do is go grab a baseball bat, because I don't want to shoot no dogs. So I grab a baseball bat, and I'm gonna bust their head open. But you got to be mindful of your dog. If they're not friendly, they're going to die. It's been one case where a dog came up, a pit bull, and he was friendly. And I walked him to his house. I knew whose dog it was. So you got to have a friendly dog. You got a cane corso and it's a vicious dog. He killing other people's dog. You need to go to jail.
Amen. Go ahead, Walt. You're right. He was out of town, and
Well, I was saying, wasn't Tyrese? So wait. So where is this? He let him roam free. Like, I mean, those dogs are strong as hell. And they probably got out. Like, I remember I came home and all my dogs got out. The puppy pound came, took 2 of them. It was kind of crazy. And then they sent me a bill. So, but my dogs wasn't as deadly as those, of course. But I don't know. If I'm not in town, like, and they get out, but he still should be charged. But damn, they try to.
If somebody killed your dogs, would you have been mad at them? If they got out and somebody killed them because they tried to attack their dog, would you be mad at that person?
You froze up, but yeah,
not at all. I agree with you guys. Where it's like, if your dog get out, you're responsible for whatever they do. Because I'm like that too. I hate when I'm out with my dogs and people just walk with their dogs and they dog might approach you. Like, not everybody's a dog lover. Like, you gotta control that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, sure. Mr. Floyd X. That's why I don't walk my dogs. I would love to walk my dogs, but my concern is that there's stray dogs out there. Whenever I would transport my dogs, I go to the vet. I'm always about with this sort of like big bamboo martial arts stick, and they're always like, you know, why you got that? It's like, this is for the strays. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. Floyd X, I'm gonna kill a dog, and if the person got a problem with that,
pop.
yeah, I'm definitely that. Hey, I told my wife, I said we need to walk these dogs. We need both of us. Somebody to hold something, somebody to hold the dogs. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
So yeah, you know, no, but yeah, I'm just telling. And my thing is this: I can see an owner being upset about it and coming to you like, "Yo, man, you killed my dog," and I'm just telling you, that owner better be extremely careful.
This is my reasoning, because I'm merciful. If I hit him one time and he run away, good. But if you unload on him one time, it might be the end of him. So I want to give him a chance. He has a fight chance. Take that hit and run, or take all these hits and, you know, be neutralized.
You know, it's reasonable. I remember the first time I ever started carrying a gun, and even though I was around, you know, violence, it wasn't for, you know, none of these, you know, other brothers, you know, up in the streets. It was for loose dogs and stray dogs walking around the neighborhood, bro. You know what I mean? I was terrified that I was going to get attacked by these big ass dogs just roaming free. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. And then I was in New York one time with this dude, had one of those canned Corsos, man, walking down the street, and we were just, you know, he had two of them. He just walking them, and then him and I are talking, and next thing I hear ah, and I look around, and then it was this white woman. You know what I mean? And one of the poodles she was walking was in the dog's mouth. You know what I'm saying? It just killed it like that. Damn. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so yeah, man, you know, dogs is no joke, man. Take care of your dogs. If they get loose, they run up on someone, you know what I mean, then the laws, the rules of engagement is different. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a human, you know what I mean? It's
rules of engagement. That's what's up. You got something to say about this, Afro Agnostic, but we pass it.
Oh man, you know, I was trained to fight dogs, man. So, you know, I fought dogs. I got battle wounds. And, you know, I was even attacked as an adult 3 times because I used to run in obscure places and stuff like that. But hey, man, I ain't fighting no cane corso, man. Like, and I'm not fighting. One thing if you fight a dog, you're gonna have to get stitches. You're gonna get tore up. You can win or whatever, but it's not worth it. But especially, man, when I'm kind of jumping around. When my kids were young, I'm not taking the chances. I told you once, and the dog is out again. I'm shooting them, or I'm poisoning them. You know, I'm something. I'm gonna get that dog out of there. I can't risk that dog biting my kids because I'm gonna kill that dog and you.
What's up?
Hey man, hey, he just.
If I had little chill,
is that patriarchal or matriarchal that people fighting dogs and trying to protect dogs?
So you got anything about to say about this?
Probably a little patriarchal,
a little bit.
Dogs are trouble. Forget a dog fool. He is shitting your den. Nowadays, a gat is a man's best friend. That's all I can say. I don't like dogs. So keep control of your dog if you don't want it dead around me.
Amen. Amen. So let's talk about this. You know, me and Walk have talked about a lot of times, and AI has been stealing people's jobs, but now they're going after some high profile jobs. You know, they had this artificial actress that, you know, they're trying to get booked, and they actually literally just signed an artist, you know, that really got an AI artist that got signed to a deal. So I mean, you know, and a lot of people in the industry are in uproars, particularly in the acting industry, because they're like, look, you're a company.
I heard something real quick. I heard something from all the new stars, all the up and comers who want to get signed. They had a message to give.
Damn.
Hey, that's what I heard. I heard
that. Exactly. So, you know, and you know, and a lot of them are complaining that they're using those actors' skills, that they're basically it's an amalgam of things that they're actually doing just to pay the person who just basically stole it. And then the AI artist that I was talking about, that was Nikki Jones, you know, purportedly got a $3 million signing offer. So, you know, that's what's up.
Didn't what's the dude? Timberland get slack for this a couple of months ago?
He was talking about doing something like that, you know. it's a little different when you're a producer, but yeah, it is kind of cheesy. And not that we should be throwing stones, considering yeah, I ain't gonna say it, El Poo, but you know what I'm about to talk about. Hey, Walk, you got something to say about this?
Damn, El Poo, shots fired.
You got about 4 or 5 rappers on the show.
Call the police on this man.
Go ahead, Walk.
Yeah.
I could have closed it. Thank you.
Well, AI is basically taking over. Like, come on, look at the stuff we seeing on Facebook and Instagram. You looking like, is that real? Then it's like, oh, that's AI. Like it's like a movie. What you think happening with these actors? They are going to be out of a job. People gonna come with movies because you do stuff more like people on their phones doing crazy stuff. Like our brother that was on the show, Louis, when he had the thing where he had muscles and flew. I'm like, what the hell? Louis been working out, but this is what's going on. It is putting people out of jobs. All I gotta say to those actors, check this out. They hired at Home Depot.
Damn, it's like that.
You got anything to say about this? Afro, now go ahead.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. This is not about AI. This is just capitalism finding new ways to make money without people. I mean, we got to kind of read the words of Marx. He wrote about this, and that's capital. That's the whole. This is nothing but continuation of automation. It has nothing to do with AI in particular, but AI falls under the umbrella of automation. So I mean, no pay, no breaks. No, they don't have to write any checks, no benefits, no unions, no health care. So that's what it is. Yeah, I don't see how you can support capitalism. People look at the particular thing, but it's capitalism that's producing this, that's turning labor into surplus labor. That's how capitalism works. You turn labor into machinery.
Damn.
To the next. You got something to say about this?
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm glad that brother set the stage like that because, again, they estimate by 2030 that AI, the automated tasks are going to be equivalent to like 300 million full-time jobs globally. I think it's, even greater than that, and this is yet again an example of the public. When I say we, I'm saying the public, we're not being introduced to the full scale and scope of what AI is capable of and what it is doing right now already with these various private companies that are in existence right now. We have no clue. And then how long it's been going on. It's going to be a perfect segue when we talk about those med bags. But, the one thing I'm loving about what Trump is doing, I don't know, again, if it's 4D, 5D chess, but he's exposing a lot, to the people. There's a lot that's getting exposed, on a regular basis, and it's causing people to have discussions that we weren't having before.
I want to say real quick, I think that where we can find information on this already, it's not like something that we don't know about or can't understand, is Das Kapital, Karl Marx. That perspective gives us the best, I think is the best informed perspective on capitalism. Because again, what we're talking about is capitalism, and AI falls under the umbrella of automation. That's was started in the early 20th century.
Mr. Floyd X, and if you want to tie it into MedBeds, you can do that as well. You got something to say about this?
I just know that we are in the future now. When you got cars driving by themselves around LA and San Francisco, and people are actually getting those cars, sitting in the back, going from place to place, that's all this AI stuff is. It's a lot, and I mean, I embrace the future. I talk to people who was terrified of it. I don't know about that stuff. I embrace it, but I understand that we have to adapt and we have to become better. We got to be dynamic and be able to grow with it and improve ourselves to compete against it if necessary. If necessary, we got to be able to compete against it. And I mean,
but the thing is, the money that they're saving, they're taking it for personal profit. They're not sharing that or investing that in the community in the proper way, and that's the whole critique behind, that folks.
Well, that's the point we can raise. That's something to be raised. That's an argument.
And you ain't got to tip no auto car, so there's something that passes on to the people.
Look, when I go through the drive-through, and let's say if the fast food right now I'm talking to a robot, the AI, and we're helping to improve their intelligence. You're talking to a AI when you ordering at McDonald's or Carl's Jr. particularly, and if I could go through the drive-through and I know that AI ain't gonna spit in my food, I'll be more comfortable.
Hey,
absolutely.
damn,
And
give
a
him a
lot of
horn.
this,
Give him a horn. Give him a horn.
and a lot of these companies that have advanced the AI, they've been the recipients. A lot of folks who've advanced in that area, in that technology, they've been recipients of corporate welfare from the government. So they finance the research to make that possible. So it should become public good, and the public should benefit from all these AI, and that's what we should focus on.
Yeah. Hey, so are you guys familiar with the with singularity? What that concept is about?
I heard it, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah, so it goes all the way back to like I want to say early 70s, where this gentleman named Vernon Verge, a mathematician, computer scientist, he basically came up with this understanding that humans were gonna hit this point of no return where the technological growth of computers becomes so explosive and that it becomes incomprehensible to humans, and then essentially kind of like the Terminator, essentially, and so they were predicting this to take place. This event between like 2025, 2040 is when it would happen, and then they made movies about this, of course, where I forget the one with Matt Damon and the humans were living on Earth, but everyone else was living in space on this space station.
Euphoria. Oh no,
I don't recall what
I know what you're talking about.
But essentially, this has been around for a long time, as has been the concept and understanding of what these med beds were, and are, So what it looked like Trump did was he just dropped, something out there, to get the public, thinking, talking, and starting to do some research, because when you start looking deeper into things, just the understanding of the technology and regenerating, limbs, it goes back to the 60s by a gentleman by the name of Dr. Robert Becker, who did pioneering research on bioelectricity and limb regeneration. You know what I mean? So again, the general masses and the public are miseducated, misinformed, and those that you always want to defend, play a role in helping you not get the information you need. There's no doubt about that. And I think people just need to start, just doing a little bit more research and understanding that this future that is planned, it don't have not only you and I in mind, but a whole lot of others in mind as well.
Learn AI, embrace it and run and get ahead of it.
Let me say one thing about this. I embrace AI, and I wish we had an AI president, because at least he'll have some type of intelligence.
Hey, you know what? AI.
But look, check this out. It's sink or swim. It's sink or swim out here.
Go ahead, Walk. Go ahead, Walk.
I agree.
Yeah, what I was saying, the bottom line
it's sink or swim out here. It's like this. Like we had the horse and buggy. We got cars now. We got planes. The future is right here, right now. It's sink or swim. Like, listen, I was talking to my cousin. I ain't gonna say his name, B-Boy D. And he talking about he's not on Instagram. What? You out of your mind? You better get with it or get lost. This technology is here. I remember my dad, rest in peace. He was more advanced than me when he was messing with the computer. I used to ask him stuff. You can't sit around with the technology and act like, oh, I ain't messing with that stuff. This computer thing is crazy. It's here, or you got to get the hell out the way. Get out the way. So that's just what it is. We can't stop it. AI is helping a lot of people, and it's going to hurt probably even more, but that's just what it is.
That's just what it is.
And I got to go, fellas. I'm going to leave on that note. Salute to everybody.
So real quickly, hey, peace out, Brother Walk. Real quickly. So
hey, I like the wig.
So Mr. Iggy Pop, he's a icon in punk rock, and he's a guy that always performed with taking his shirt off. And now at a certain age, people are sitting there saying like, hey, maybe it's time for him. He should probably keep that shirt on. And here goes the picture of this brother. So at 78. So the question is this a shirt on, shirt off type situation? You see what the picture is, 78. What you got to say about that, brother Afro Agnostic?
I mean, in principle, and you know, if a person wants their shirt off, I think he said he feels comfortable without a shirt. But I can understand people's reaction because, you know, for a long time, there's been a standard of beauty. There's a norm. You know, you have pictures of, you know, nicely physique men and women, and that has been like the model, the standard. So for someone to come and be that vulnerable, they're aging, and you can see, I mean, it looked kind of like that creature from Lord of the Rings a little bit, you know.
Ouch.
So I just understand people's reaction, but people got to be more open-minded. There's many different ways to appreciate the human body and his music. And I think that's a part of his music now. He's been doing that for a while.
You got something to say about shirt on and shirt off, Student X?
As one who was 250 and now 235, you know what I mean? Like I'm waiting until, you know, I'm right before I show everything, you know, out there to the world. You know what I mean? You know, so I would just say, you're not right, you know what I mean? Then, you know, it's up to you, you know, how you feel, you know what I mean? But for me, you know what I mean? You know, I got to put perfection out there on display.
Okay. Mr. Floyd X, shirt on and shirt off.
I agree with Student X. Keep your shirt on, dude. Nobody want to see that shit. That's shameful, man. Nobody want to see that old man's body. Respectfully. Man. Nobody wants to see it.
El Pooh, shirt on, shirt off.
I'll say this: he's a braver man than I am. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like, yeah, we should be better than that. I mean, if that's what a human body looks like, that's what a human body looks like. I understand it's not perfection, Student X, and I know that we can make it better. Exactly, because
Big Cuz. I got a message to Big Cuz.
No, we're not body shaming. We said to each their own.
Keep your shirt on, Big Cuz. Don't talk about body shaming. Whenever you out and about, make sure you got a shirt on, Big Cuz.
So that having been said, let's do some statue shaming. This is the statue that they did of Tina Turner.
It looked just like her.
Walks entered the studio, and we talking about shirt on and shirt off. I don't know if we should let him back in.
Let's see.
Let's see. Do you got your shirt on and shirt off, Walk?
Shirt off, baby.
You should have seen
shirt off.
Hey, give him a horn for that, man. Peace out, brother. Give him a horn for that, man. You know, that's what's up. So, yeah.
What the fuck is on that? Hey, that looks exactly like her.
This looks like what a parent should be on someone's refrigerator with a magnet. This looks like someone in kindergarten put together. You know what I'm saying? This is a terrible. I mean, you should have at least did this and stepped away from this and thought, nah, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? For you to actually walk away from this and think like, yeah, okay, now I'm going to share this to another human being, much less many human beings. That's an absolute fail. What you got to say about this, Afro Agnostic?
I don't know the artist's previous work. Is this like their style, what they're known for? I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know what to say. It don't look too much in the likeness. I can see some abstract beauty or meaning in it. I'm not sure, but I don't know, man. That's
the statement that the artist made said she wanted to focus on the hair. She wanted people to remember her for her hair. That's what I heard that the statement the person said. I don't even know if it was a male or female.
Because that's the most important thing to remember about Tina Turner.
That's what they said.
You got something to say, Student X, about this? What you think about this?
Yeah, no, it don't look like her, and you know, and it also reminded me of the fact that, and look, you know, my stepfather, you know, loved him some Tina Turner, boy, and I still bump what's love got to do with it on a regular, you know. But the thing is that when people are having these contracts, you know, devised, you know, we've been relying on a group of people that hasn't been doing us right. How do we know? You know what I mean? We go broke. And then we have ratchet ass statues made of us, you know what I mean, after we go, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it's like, man, you know, we gotta take more control, you know what I mean, in terms of, you know, our own likeness and images, you know what I mean? Take it back, bro.
Take it back.
Hey, I'm going to steal El Poo's thunder. El Poo
Oh
said,
no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I got
what?
it.
Look,
I got it right now.
to do with it? What's that's got to do with it?
He stole it.
I stole it, El Poo. I didn't hear you saying that. I took it.
Yeah. Well, does this look like Tina Turner?
Survey said.
Nah.
So that having been said, it's a full show there. So
what's up with this Bad Bunny though? No Bad Bunny?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk that Bad Bunny. He's going to be. Anybody upload a picture of Bad Bunny? Oh, there you go. All right. Now, what I remember about Bad Bunny, I was like, why Bad Bunny? They say he's gonna Super Bowl performer. He's performing at Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the only picture. You know what picture he wants to show?
I got one. Hold up.
Come on, upload it. But look, when they said that Bad Bunny was performing at the Super Bowl, I was like, what song does he got? What are they gonna sing? They like, he's like the biggest international superstar. I said, I don't know, no song from Bad Bunny. Okay, here we go, Mr. Let's put this picture up. That's Bad Bunny right there. Okay. Now, when I thought about it, what I remember about Bad Bunny is that he performed at an award show and he kissed a man on stage. So expect at the Super Bowl show that Bad Bunny is going to kiss a man to have his moment. He's going to kiss a man on stage. So we're going to be watching this big-ass masculine football game, tackling and rumbling and tumbling, and then the halftime show. That's what
I've seen him on
Super Bowl
SNL many times. Never any of that behavior or nothing like that. So I don't know. But go ahead, Afro-Agnostic. What you got to say about Bad Bunny?
I think one thing to know about Bad Bunny is that he follows in the political tradition of Pedro Campos, who's considered the Malcolm X of Puerto Rico. Lolita LeBron, who unfurled the Puerto Rican flag in I think 54 at the U.S. in the House, in the Congress, and said, Viva Boricua Libre, and took out her machine gun and shot down congressmen for the struggle for autonomy for Puerto Rico. So he follows in that tradition. Like, so this new album that he has out, it's titled Debí Tirar Más Fotos, and it's saying I'm taking more photos of Puerto Rico before U.S. imperialism took it over. He has a song called Turista that he talks about that. Nueva York, he mocks Trump. So they got an artist who was anti-imperialist, who is against ICE. He has a video calling ICE Hijos de Putos, because ICE is in Puerto Rico too. And he refused. He did residency, like you say, he's a big artist. He's the second artist, Latino artist, to Julio Iglesias, the most selling. It's only second to him. He's number one. So he did residency in Puerto Rico this summer and bought $800 million to Puerto Rico. He despises Trump and what Trump had to say about Puerto Rico. And he, has a video making mockery of Trump and things like that. So they've been inviting somebody that's anti-MAGA and stuff like that. But this is what Rock Nation, who is a product of BLM, this is how they are negotiating with the NFL to bring this about, which they want that audience because the NFL is a Black audience, Hispanic audience mostly. So they want to expand. It's the only growing audience of the NFL is Blacks and Hispanics. So
and they have football games in Mexico now.
Yeah, and the immigration. So this anti-immigration thing, and I think that's part of what they're thinking. Trump has talked about prosecuting Beyonce. So that's also a jab against Trump. I figure MAGA is going to use it as a pretext to further their militarization and stuff. So
did somebody say that they're going to send ICE to the Super
They
Bowl?
said it. They said it. Yeah, they said that ICE is going to be there. They're like, okay, you want to play this game? That's
the reason why he did when he did his residency in the summer. He refused to perform in the United States because he didn't fear that ICE would be, arresting his fans and stuff at the show.
Oh, I thought you was going to say they're going to deport him back to Puerto Rico.
Maybe that too, but Puerto Rico is.
It's America.
I know. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I can say one last thing, please. I know I've been talking a lot on this, but he has a song called "Lo que le pasó a Hawaii," and the song it means what happened to Hawaii. Is happening to Puerto Rico. We don't want to become part of the United States. We want our independence and our sovereignty.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But how you gonna fight for it if you're such a small country?
I mean, Cuba did it. Cuba was under the same circumstances as Puerto Rico.
Okay.
That's how you do it.
Man.
So that having been said, we done covered everything.
Well,
Thank
hell,
you.
I didn't say nothing on this subject at
Oh,
all.
sorry,
Real quick, you know,
Sorry,
just and I don't dispute that, you know, because you got to remember there has been that merge of the LGBTQ plus movement and the revolutionary Black movement, you know, and these other marginalized people, you know, throughout the world. There has been that culmination, you know. So to see artists such as Bad Bunny, who is without undoubtedly a great artist in terms of the music that he makes and how he's celebrated and recognized, you know, there's no doubt about that. But the way I see this whole thing playing out in regards to the NFL is like a microcosm of what we're seeing taking place in the U.S. And that is, like I've been stating before, and, you know, we could talk about it later on the Mutant Politics, is that this is a battle between the Ashkenazis, you know, and the American white man taking place right in the NFL. There are both camps inside of there, inside the NFL, you know, where you have mostly a lot of the agents, you know, and the influencers, you know, in the NFL represent one side, typically more left of center. And then you have the economic end, management, coaching, you know, on the other end, you know, which is a right of center. You know, and so right now there are lots of disgruntled people that are not happy with this selection. And then, of course, the broader Trump administration, and realizing how big the Super Bowl is, they don't want to continue to promote this left-wing ideology and feminism to our men here on our airways, you know, which again, back to the Ashkenazi, you know, angle, because we understand the influence and control that the media, you know, comes into play. You know, so this is again something bigger than what we're I think overall, you know, that's being promoted and really talked about on the media right now.
Well, I just want to ask one more question before we leave. Did you get your med bed? And you should hurry up and get your med bed. Oh, you can't right now because the government is shut down. My bad.
Are we on that subject now? The med bed?
We're about to end the